It's a complicated life for the southern people. Like a small town, nothing's real. Mama's still doing wrong. Don't tell the preacher. Nothing really changes except the weather. If you can't say something nice, you don't say nothing at all. Don't want you up in my life, 'cause you talk too much. I could leave it all. I'm feeling low. Find myself on a brand new road. If you can't say something nice, you don't say nothing at all. Don't want you up in my life, 'cause you talk too much, y'all. Gotta go to church on Sunday, get a dose of the southern truth. Grandma's house is just down the way, and she's missing you.
Hope everybody is doing well this beautiful day. It's not so cool. It's warmed up a little bit, and I'm happy to be here. We'll be going off into parts unknown after a while, meaning work, and just making sure I got a few things pulled up here. But happy Saturday, weekend of sports if you're into that. Be some big games on later today. A lot of fans are really into the different games, the championships for the different conferences that'll be on. Switch the mic. Sorry, that's better. And, the SEC is certainly one of those, Georgia and Alabama. And I don't know that either team is exactly eliminated if they don't win, but I think that there's a possibility on one of them. So, I think they need to clean some of this up, that, it's kind of rough. You have a great season, you go to the championship and you don't win that, then it affects your playoff ability. I'm not sure how I stand on that, but there's still work to be done. I thought it was funny that Vanderbilt wanted the president. I think the players were joking. I think, maybe not, an executive decision on them being able to be in the playoffs. I thought that was hilarious. There we go, pulling something up here. I'm going to cover something here in a minute about something I talked about a long time ago, probably way before even podcasting again, was about drones. And here in Georgia, we've got some changes that are coming. Brother Jerry, if you're out there somewhere, praying for you, buddy. I know you've been in and out of the hospital some. And I know that Brother Jerry Barrett, Pastor Jerry Barrett, praying for you, buddy. And I hope you're okay. I really hate that you've had to be back in the hospital. I've talked to him a little bit, and just hoping that he's doing okay. I really appreciate him very much, his friendship. And you take care of my friend. You hang in there. If you happen to pick this up laying there in that hospital bed, we're thinking about you, man. We're not, we've not forgotten you, and we're not going to forget you. So prayers up for you. Appreciate your Sunday morning posts that you send us, and those are a blessing in our life, and we appreciate that. So just a little shout out to him, to all the rest. Didn't get to do the morning, Saturday morning, Southern Fried Saturday AM. Paul had a family get together, and we certainly support that always. And so we'll get back at you very, very soon. And so we will bring that soon. So we didn't do the videos either. So because we're not together, we're not doing the videos, but we'll have some new videos very, very soon. And but y'all pray for him as well. Wolf Nation will hopefully debut this week. I'm hoping we can get that done and debut Wolf Nation. And we're already really kind of debuted, but the show, the videos are part of that, but the show itself is still to debut. And we appreciate that. I'm sorry, one second. All right, teenage issues. Sorry, teenager on the loose, needing. They're either happy or mad. So the look on the face that I needed to listen to that. What about me? I'm thankful for that. But I did need to take that just for a second. I appreciate you giving me a moment there. Not that you gave it, I took it, but appreciate your patience with us, I guess I would say. So we, and I don't know why that, there we go. Let's do that again. I was saying happy Saturday and I accidentally had it on private chat. And I don't know why I did that. There we go. All right. Happy Saturday to all of you. Getting closer to Christmas. The countdown is on. We see just just a few days left, and we got to be getting ready for that, and making sure that we have all those little gifts in line and whatever it is we're going to do. If you got travel plans or something like that, that's just a little bit of time left for that. So stay on track with your Christmas plans. I was looking at I'm drone use is off the chain. I mean, there's just so many people using the drones nowadays. I had said when drones first came out, and they had tested it in very big cities, and they're still doing that. But I had said one day, the skies will be full, but to reduce the ground in areas that are close by, your packages would come by drone. Well, they are officially doing this in Georgia now in a trial in a few stores in Metro Atlanta, which is obviously a big city. And they have similar tests going on in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Bentonville, Arkansas. What a strange combination. I mean, I get Atlanta, Dallas, Fort Worth, huge areas, and Bentonville, not that small, but I'm shocked that it's there. But Bentonville, Arkansas, and Atlanta is the first Georgia market to get the expansion. So once you've placed your order, a Walmart worker loads the items onto an automated drone, which will drop your order to a designated area on your property. Eligible customers must download an order through the Wing app. You can shop from a list of qualifying Walmart items. In the app, you confirm a specific drop-off spot on your property. The drone flies at around 60 miles an hour, so that's pretty fast. Think about it. And roughly 100 feet up before, it will lower the package to the predetermined spot on a tether with no in-person handoff. So they have like a little hook at the top. See if I can show this here real quick. I find this interesting. I know not why, but I think it is interesting. And well, where'd it go? Let me get the presentation. There we go. And there's your hook. You see there on the screen. And so it would be large items, but a lot of small items. Think about a lot of things you buy. Most things you buy are small. And that would fit into that, that last second thing you forgot, something you need. And they say that the typical flight time is about 5 minutes or less, and the full process takes a little under 20 minutes, depending on distance and demand. Wing drones can generally serve addresses within about a 6 mile radius of a participating Walmart, which covers quite a distance, really, if you think about it, in that radius. I mean, if I can go 6 miles from my participating Walmart, and I can actually be at other Walmarts. I mean, that's a pretty good distance when you think about that. uh, and of course, the range is meant to cover nearby neighborhoods clustered around each store, which they always put them in those areas. Um, you can get fresh groceries, essentials, and last minute needs delivered in minutes. Atlanta, they say in this post, this is just the beginning. They had been waiting on the FCC to grant them the right to do this at one time. I mean, there's a lot that goes with that. Obviously, you can't go very high up because you'd be in winged airspace, planes, helicopters, things like that. But you only have to really be above the treetops. I mean, that's really all you have to do. I would say, though, as more and more people are flying drones, you got to be careful. You don't want to get in trouble hitting somebody's delivery. Eligible items include select groceries. Like I could say, they could probably carry some apples, oranges. I don't think it's going to be a gallon of milk, but it could be something small from the dairy. Over the counter medicines, certainly could see that. Household essentials. And there is a weight restriction, obviously. As long as it fits within that weight restriction, um, you can do that. The drone is actually pretty big. It's a pretty big drone. Let me show you that. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it would be, to be honest. One second here. We get to the same one. There we go. This is a pretty big drone. You can see there on the screen, and it's hard to see, but there's the tether, and there is the Walmart bag, or maybe they just dropped off because they show it on her driveway, and I guess it's just dropped off and picking up and taking back off. That's fascinating to me. I just find that fascinating that they're doing stuff like that. That's amazing to me. Um, so yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Here's a short video that we're doing it. Let me see if I can get that back up. Hang on just a second. Let's see if we can pull this back up. I think that is so fascinating. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum. And it's that one. Let's get past the ad, and you'll see you will see the drone. That's a lot of people in Cherokee, Woodstock, down there at Kim's Coffee Talk. Miss Kim, are you ready for your delivery? Of 92. The drone's nest. It's pretty good size. So it's not heavy, 2.5 pounds, but you could get a lot in 2.5 pounds. So it's uh, let's get past the ad. Sorry. Here we go. Get back into our drone coverage. I'm going to see it fly in. Taking a moment, but that is fascinating. I just find that extremely fascinating that they could do that. And now watch it hang up. Let me pull that down just for a second, see if I can clear that, and then we'll put it back up. This is being a pain. I definitely want to see the rest of the video. Let's see here. Pull back up. Let's find that video. Get back over to where we were. Get past the ad, and then we'll bring it back up. Hopefully, this is past the ad. And I just find that so fascinating. Here we go. Well, I think let's get back to where we were. Now we'll probably have another ad. Should have went past that. Check that out. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. It really is hilarious. They say they're not going to be broke, so we'll see if that. I don't think I would have eggs delivered, but quite a few locations. That's amazing. I said this would be coming, and I could see the future, and I just knew there were going to be these drone deliveries that were going to be coming, and this is just the beginning, honestly. And it's Walmart now; it'll be everybody, and a lot of your packages are going to start coming by this method. Uh, the nest, the drone nest they have there. Oh, so I'm assuming in bad weather there's going to be a delay. I just can't imagine they would send up this drone in 50, 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts and stuff. I don't think drone crashes. That would be the problem. It's like your package will have to be resent. The drone crashed. They'll have drone recovery units going out. I wonder if the drones can recover a drone. They like a hook or something, goes down to the drone, picks it up. It's like the drone tow service. They go get the drone, pick it back up, and bring it. Oh, and then you know what's going to happen. I mean, they'll have to flesh out the problems. I mean, this is going to be some of those really big neighborhoods and stuff in and around these stores, but there's bound to be hiccups, and all of a sudden you have a package being delivered at your house. Somebody put in the wrong number. It should already be in the app. Everything should be in the app. So you put you put the thing in, and it should have it where it's already tied to your property. But I think it's funny you can pick like front yard, backyard, driveway. I would suspect a lot of people will end up doing backyard just because I mean, people can see it coming in, but it's not visible to the street. And if you had some can you just see the future? People are going to have these little cabin like things that don't have a top, and it just has a lock on it and has a way for you to drop that straight down into that and protect your packages. I can see that happening. You can say, "This is the spot I want it," and it just lowers that thing right down in there, and then the door's locked, and you have a way to go in there and get it, unlock the door, go in and get it. This is going. There's going to be so many changes to delivery with the drones. I thought it might carry a little more. poundage though. I would have thought 5 pounds at least. Uh, and I just got a feeling that could carry a little bit more. But they say 6 miles, and maybe they had to sacrifice a little bit on weight to get out. But this is the early iteration of that, and I can say the day is coming when it's going to be more than that. And really, honestly, if you think about that, 2.5 pounds is quite a bit when you think about some of these items are very light. Now, if you start getting into drinks or something like that, that would you would blow that up right away. You wouldn't be able to do that. But at what they say, 16 propellers on this thing. Let's see, three, six, and then I think there's four on each wing, something like that. Yeah, or maybe five. Oh, then two on the front. There's four, eight, yeah, 16. 16 on that thing. It's a good size when you look at it. I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, look at him holding it. I'll put that back up one more time. Look at him holding this thing, and it's pretty big. I mean, when you look at him, the size of him, and how big that drone is, and you can see all the propellers down and then across. And it does not fly at night. They said. I noticed that. No night coverage yet. Um, but it was pretty loud. I mean, I've heard some. Of course, maybe if there's a lot of traffic in there, you may not hear that much. But I've seen them come through that were at least that size. I never heard them. I just happened to be looking up and I spotted them. So things are changing. Now they're not going to get out to the boonies, not yet anyway. But I just want the skies are changing. Now all the people that are just laying back, looking up into the skies and everything, it's coming. They're going to be just drones. The star watcher, which that's at night, will be complaining. Oh my goodness, the Jeffersons, here we come. That is fascinating, though. I just find that dang fascinating with that. So that's Georgia news, and I wonder though they didn't say do you turn the bag back in? Did I miss that? Because it drops the bag off. Is that like a disposable bag? You got to pay for that, or that's interesting. Or the next time you go, I mean, I didn't see that. I'll have to dig into that and see what they say about the bag. I mean, not that it was a. Um, I don't know that it's reusable. It may just be something that's a part of the. I don't know I mean, you wouldn't think they'd want to waste that. I can imagine the environmentalists would be going, "You get too many bags out here. They're ending up in the sea." Um, but I think it just drops off. It's not waiting on you to empty it out. Just lowers it down, hooks off, it takes off and goes back home for another delivery. But they look like they had quite a few in the old nest. But see, their nest is kind of like what I'm talking about for the delivery. It's a way for them to drop down there and be protected. I mean, I don't know. It looked like pretty high walls, and um, they got cameras all over anyway. So if somebody was trying to steal one, I mean, what could you do? You don't have the controls for it or anything anyway. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Something where you would have something in your backyard. You wouldn't want the front yard probably, but something in the backyard, like look like a dog pen without the top. You just lower that down, and that's your drop off point. You know, it would be cool if you had like a balcony, pretty big balcony. That you could drop that off right there on your, on a balcony where nobody could see it anywhere or get to it without a heck of a lot of trouble. That would be pretty cool too. That it would just drop there, but it didn't sound like they gave you that option. Porch pirates are things will be a changing for you old porch pirates. But that's going to be the thing is there's going to be people. They'll have there'll be a lot of people prosecuted because there's going to be some idiots that are going to try to shoot them things out of the sky and just crash land into the ground. But for what? I mean, eggs, some pain reliever or something. Come on. But is that something that Ups would use or Amazon or somebody? You would know they would be getting into this. I mean, especially and at Christmas time, uh, you know, you could hire on. I mean, you would have to hire on as many workers if you could put more drones in the sky. It's going to be busy skies. I'm telling you, it's going to be busy skies. There's going to be a lot of drones, at least in city hubs, because here I am. I mean, I'm in North Georgia. I'm outside of the major city. I'm across the state line, but I have within a 6 mile radius of my house. Uh, I know that I have three WalMarts. Uh, one of those a neighborhood Walmart, one super center, and another Walmart. I think the other one I'm thinking of is a little bit more than 6 miles. Yeah, it's more than 6 miles. But if you go south of me, within a few miles, there's another one. It's decent size, but we've got one of the biggest super centers in the country for profit. I mean, they drive a lot of business for total sales. I mean, it's one of the busiest in the whole nation, and it's bound to be one that they will test in the near future because there is housing everywhere, and that definitely would include my location. I would test it. I would just see. My wife would get the biggest kick out of that. She'd be like a kid in a candy store. Oh, I'll just drone in. She's always forgetting something. Always. My wife is the world's worst about not using the list, and she'll always like, oh, I forgot this. I can see her now. Well, I'll just order it by drone. Of course, there's going to be a fee, but would you do that? Would you do the drone service? Would you trust it? I don't think I would trust it with a prescription. It didn't offer that anyway. But if you were talking, like I said, some kind of band aids or something like that, something very light. You know, I don't even know if I would test eggs, but say you forgot a seasoning you wanted, or like they said, a vanilla extract you were baking or something, you needed that. Something along those lines. I think it'd be cool. I think that would be pretty awesome. You always need another thing of rolls. I can hear it now. Hey, Dad, the rolls are here. Okay, go out. Wait till the drone clears, and they get the package. Oh, if this is affordable, if it's not something crazy, this is going to be a huge hit. People will do it. People will do it just to get the delivery. I'm telling you. Early on, it'll be all about just watching it. Hey, hey, let's video it. They'll be out there doing their selfies and stuff. This is going to happen. It's it's absolutely going to happen. I just think that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. You see the bubbas all around. We want our drones. Now, if they offer beer delivery, if they were to offer 6-pack deliveries eventually, can you imagine? And around, big games, Super Bowl, stuff like that, can you imagine the beer and pizza that would be delivered during something like that? Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless here, really. Seriously. Of course, they'd have a different size package for the pizza, but and of course the 6-pack is heavier than 2.5 pounds, but it ain't that heavy. I mean, if they could get that down, oh my gosh, that alone, beer sales and pizza would pay for wings. Your wings are here. I'm telling you, man. Because number one, the convenience. Number two, if you're having, I don't do it, but if you were having a get together and everybody's had a little tipsy, a lot of times people are paying to, if they miss something, they're paying for delivery anyway because nobody wants to get out. And you could have, things delivered. Like we ran out of wings. Okay, I'll just put in an order for 20 more or something, 30 more, whatever. And that would be extremely popular. I could see that happening. Pack of smokes, which I don't think Walmart does that anymore. I think they quit selling cigarettes. They just sell, but they do sell the booze. And if you, oh man, somebody's sitting at home, I need another 6-pack. Okay, let me get the drone out of the nest. and bring it in. Now, what would be cool if you had the ability to do pickup by drone? On the other end, they have a delivery area. It's in a bag, and you have a cord. Something punches in that your drone has to. It can't get any bag, but you punch in the coordinates, and you have your own drone that could go and pick that up. Then all the liabilities on you. Of course, they'd have the liability of you drones flying into their store, but if they had a little area and you dispatching your own drone, that would be funny too. Because most people don't have that size of drone. Most people have they're just going up, taking a few shots, a little video, and stuff like that, not really carrying anything. That's a pretty good sized drone. But I wonder if it's like, I wonder what the lifeline, when it lands, is it automatically hooked to, up to back to battery? Is it going to be like the cart? The carts they have, people use them so much, all of a sudden they're just barely going. You can see the drone that's very slowly going. I mean, not going 60, it's going 20, 15. I'm sorry your package has been delayed. We're not at optimal speed right now with drone 4532. It will return to the nest and recharge. Then your package will be on the way. Oh, do they have solar backup? There's some kind of solar backup on it. I doubt that, but that would be cool. Uh, have you ever heard of this? Here's you a Christmas celebration in Madison, Alabama. Madison, Alabama. They have a Christmas tradition that is, I've never heard of it. It's about 65,000 people live in and around Madison there. In the 1920s and 30s, however, the town was a small dot on the map of North Alabama with a population hovering around 430 people. This is from AL.com. Like much of Alabama at the time, the area was primarily agricultural, with farming being the most common way of earning a living. There were a few businesses in town, so anyone needing something headed to the handful of stores that dotted downtown. One of the most popular destinations was the drugstore, which is for most small towns would be the destination point. A combination hardware and grocery shop that served as a place for medical advice when needed. So basically, what they had happened, they began a tradition of throwing rubber chickens off the roof. Oh, that's funny. I've never heard of this one. Let me look that up a little bit different way. Let's see. It's a 100-year-old tradition where rubber chickens are thrown from the rooftops of downtown Madison, Alabama. They believe that it has originated in the late 20s or 30s by local drugstore owner Doc Hughes. It involves tossing live chickens in rubber. I bet Peter would have a problem with the live. From the roof of the Hughes drugstore, adding excitement and surprise to the festivities. Each chicken had a small gift or prize attached, making it a popular holiday activity that spreads Christmas cheer and gifts to the streets of Madison. I've never heard of that one. That's funny. I would like to go. Now I'm wanting to go, but unfortunately, that is today. So if you were to go, you would have to go today. Um, that started in the Great Depression. It was so just getting a prize of any kind would have been bad. I imagine back then all of them were live chickens. It's dubbed the Madison Christmas Capers, and it drew crowds to downtown all ready to win a prize or catch their dinner. Sometimes turkeys were used, and according to accounts, had a way. The hens or the turkeys, which were used, had a way of flying every which way. And there's even one story where overeager attendees destroying a downtown fence as they scrambled after the birds. There's an old picture here with very old cars. You can tell it's around that time frame as they are getting ready to do this. Hughes, who served as the mayor from 44 to 49, and whose family gave their name to the Hughes Road, continued the tradition for years until his death on Christmas Day, 1976. It was revived in 2019 for the city's 150th birthday. That year, the live chickens were replaced with rubber ones, and Hughes' grandsons, Walt and Larry, climbed onto the old drugstore to toss the chickens, coupons, and prizes to the crowd below. Doc Hughes' idea continues today and bring hundreds of people to downtown. You imagine probably going to get elbowed in the face on this deal. This year, Madison's Christmas Caper, sponsored by the city and the Madison Station Historic Preservation Society, is, yes, today at 4 p.m. on Main Street. So you still have time to go if you're in and around the area of Madison, Alabama. Adding to the fun will be Christmas carols sung by the Madison City Community Orchestra and hot chocolate and cookies from the Madison Rotary Club. Downtown itself is decorated for the holidays with oversized Christmas cards and a pathway of themed trees. Doc would have been proud, it says. So go to the rubber chicken throw off the top of their drugstore for a Christmas event with prizes inside. Now, I don't know what the prizes are. It said coupons too, so a marketer's dream. Don't you love small town? I like that they brought it back. That's pretty cool though. I could dig that. And seeing as how I didn't know that was going to happen today, and today I can't, I have to work, but I will try my best to make that scene next year. I would like to go. If nothing else, just watch and record it. Uh, that's cool. That's why small town is the best. You get these little legends, lore, activities, community events, and they're unique. Everybody's got to have something, and I would say that's their thing. Everybody's remembered for something, and that's what I like. Today there is a big push in Georgia to redo the main streets through the small towns. And this has been an initiative, and I know some cities that have had this occur. They try to bury the utilities. They try to really dress up Main Street. They're trying to reinvigorate these small towns because box stores have killed small business on Main Street America. You go to, and I traveled through a lot of them. I traveled in many cities across many states, small towns. In fact, I tried to do that on purpose. And in Georgia, I can tell you there were so many boarded up buildings. It was depressing to go through them. But I started seeing evidences of them trying to make it revitalized downtown. And I started seeing that quite a bit in the last uh, few times that got into some of those areas. Then I read a report about that in the cities that had already been revitalized in Georgia, and so it's funds they can get, and it will take care of this. And it's trying to drive business back into, you have a niche market. They're not going to compete with a big box store. But usually what you see is, unique restaurants, different types of shops, antique stores, whatever. And they're really starting to bring back business to these small towns. And it's really neat. And that's what's great because you go into these small towns and everybody has, there might be some similarities, a Mexican restaurant or something like that, but you'll find these little unique stores. And the city we've been broadcasting from, Ringgold, is certainly that way. They have a collection of really unique stores, and I like it. I think it's very, very cool. And you go down there and you meet people, and you get away from that cookie cutter look that a lot of towns started getting. Everything was the strip mall. You'd have one or two big box stores connected by a bunch of little small, stores they could rent. And that's always going to be there. But the more we can do this, the better. Where the buildings all look just as slightly different. Some are taller, some are shorter, fatter, thinner, deeper, whatever. And you don't get that because if you drive down a highway and you drive through a bunch of small cities, it honestly, after a while, if you're not really paying attention, you don't realize where you're at. It looks the same. It's sad. It's like you go every 5 miles. It's like the same MO. You'll have. I swear, it just looks the same. And it's you're like deja vu. Like, wait a minute, I've already been here before. This looks almost exactly like what I saw a few miles up the road. You go a few more miles, same daggum thing. And I hate that. I do not like that. It should be unique, and that's just the way the world goes. I can't stop that, but as often as they can do stuff like this to drive people downtown, I'm all for it. Go for it. Let's do it. And there's, around here we have festivals and stuff. Sometimes that are doing that. They're driving people back down. The festival will include downtown a lot, and there are tons of events that are going on like that. Matter of fact, next Friday night, we're going to try to be live from the streets of Ringo. There is a book signing there. I want to buy a book. I've already bought one book from the one we did the interview with, the Zenith Man. There's another book about a true local crime legend, and I want to go buy that book. And we hope, being the Biscuit Boy, hoping to be live from down there and talking about it. So it may be a short live, it may be a longer live. I don't know. We'll go for a little bit if we can get enough lighting, and hopefully we will be able to do that. And there's supposed to be a festive time. There's going to be a lot of folks on the street, a lot of things going on. So I think that's going to be really cool. And I love to get down into stuff like that. If I was retired, there's so many activities that I could do. Just time and money. That's what we always say: time and money. But go to some visit your local national park. They have a lot of activities that are occurring in some of these parks, and you can get into. And sometimes there'll be small events, and there's not droves showing up for some of that. I went to an event, and there was probably maybe 15 of us, maybe 20. And they treat us like there was 5,000 there. I mean, they really enjoy doing that, and it's free. I mean, you go in. Now, sometimes there's a little fee because you're paying for extra. Some of the resources they have to use. Some of them are free. Some of them have a small charge. But I say small, $3 or $4, and you go out and get a couple of hours of enjoyment, maybe 3 hours or something. Depends on how long the talk is. You can hang around, talk to the people there, and especially around the time when it's spring, fall, and the weather's changing. Those are great times to get out. It's not too cold, not too hot, and you can get out and you can really enjoy. You got to worry about ticks or anything like that, and mosquitoes. All that's gone, and you just go out and you get around a campfire or a fireplace or whatever. I love those type of events. Take you a chair to sit in and join in. Kind of gets you out of the 9 to 5, gets you away from social media, and you just get you hear the crackle of the fire, and take you a little blanket if it's a little cool, and snuggle and have some hot chocolate or coffee with you and just have fun. I love that kind of stuff, and a lot of activity. Now, I don't know about around the rest of the country, but I can say here in the Southeast, they're all over the place. There's no shortage of them throughout the year. And in some weekends, there's so many of them going on, you have to pick and choose which one you want to go to. So I did that with my grandkids once. We all went and watched, listened to a talk about cryptids and the Cherokee Indians. We had a ball. It was a crackerjack time, I tell you. Sitting there with the fire going, I filmed it. It was just it was kind of like the speaker was. Sometimes you could see his face, sometimes not, because of the lighting. You could hear the fire. You could see that he's in a rocking chair. You could hear him very well. It gave it a little aura about it. I really enjoyed that. I can't wait to go back and do that again. In fact, that's the night we met our friend the Celtic blacksmith at Half Pine Forge. That was the very night that he came on live with us, and that's a little over a year ago. I didn't get to go this year to the same event. I think I had something already going on, and I didn't get to go, or they moved the night or something. But I will be back over there. But I like that kind of stuff. So good for you, Madison, Alabama. I am proud of you. You know what? That's cool, and I applaud that. And if your little town has something like that, send it to me. I definitely would like to cover it. And if I can, if it works out, I would go in person and bring some light or put some attention on it. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see. Also in Alabama, a little bit of chat. Katie Britt, excuse me, Katie Britt. Um, is concerned that Alabama has the highest power rates in the Southeast. I didn't know this either. Um, she told 1819 News, which I highly recommend. That's a good conservative news source, and I am a subscriber. As we work diligently to roll back regulation and unleash energy dominance, I will continue to be focused on working with local and state partners to drive down energy costs for the hardworking families across our state. She told the news on Tuesday. Her comments came after the Alabama Public Service Commission approved a proposal by Alabama Power to keep in place certain rates related to fuel charges and to delay until 2028 any adjustment to rates dealing with its acquisition of the 895 megawatt gas fired Lindsay Hill generating station. This came after the utility announced a nearly 2% rate reduction in 25. Providing stability for ratepayers is one of our highest priorities, and this proposal delivers exactly that, said APSC President Cynthia Lee Allman. In a statement following the PSC decision, Alabama Power Executive Vice President Moses Fegan said the company knows budgets are tight and power bills are a real concern for many families and businesses. This commitment gives customers more certainty and predictability around electric rates at a time when many other household and business costs are rising. Since 2017, Alabama Power has reduced operating expenses by about $100 million. That's good, despite the cost of equipment such as transformers, poles, and wires increasing significantly during this time. We will not waver in our efforts to strengthen the energy grid and invest in smart, storm-resilient infrastructure so customers receive the reliable service they deserve in communities across our state. Britt's Republican colleague, Senator Tommy Tuberville, who's running for governor, praised Alabama Power and said the state must focus on cutting regulations as it moves toward energy dominance. Britt used the same phrase in her statement, but said she plans to work on cost for consumers. Quote, as we work diligently to roll back regulation and unleash energy dominance, I will continue to be focused on working with local and state partners to drive down energy costs for hardworking families across our state. It's not the first time she has made such statements. She has been concerned about it. I've been told that we're not going to see raise rates, or not going to raise rates, excuse me. And I want to know, is that commitment for the long term? I want to make sure that we are making life more affordable for Alabamians. We have the highest power rates in the Southeast. I think that is unacceptable. I didn't know that was the highest. There's more in the article you can look at. But that is something that affects us all. And we do need updates now to our power grid infrastructure, especially out west. Here in the Southeast, we're in a little bit better shape, but there has been improvements that have been needed for decades. And a lot of these utilities have ignored them due to cost. And I get it. Nobody wants to pay more. But we have to be on guard for a solar storm, the super solar storm that could wreak havoc in our power grid, and has done it in our history, very much so. And it's something that people's talked about. And if the power grid was to go down, people will die. That's a fact. The studies show it. There's been times when the power grid has went down, and people die. And the longer it goes on, the more people will die. And you just rely on it so much for you have battery backup, but that only lasts so long. You got people on oxygen, you got hospitals, you got people that it's hot or cold or whatever, they need their electricity, and we have to be on guard for that. I don't know that the upgrades would help in any way an EMP attack, but maybe so. But I know they're getting away from some of the equipment they've used and going to a better equipment, which better guards against those shutdowns. But there was almost, and you can go back and look at it. In fact, I think it's on YouTube. You can go back and watch the documentary of when the Texas power grid almost went down. It was within a few seconds of going down, and they said it would have been just an utter disaster for that to occur, because you can't just power it back up. It takes time, and they averted it, but they said a lot of work needs to be done. We know the Western power grids, all in Arizona, California, and all those states, they're in bad shape. And I don't know what work's being done, but those have been. I mean, California regularly has, shutdowns, brownouts, whatever, and all systems can be taxed. Even here, there are times during the summer where we're pushing an extreme cold or extreme heat, where they're asking people to conserve because they're actually having to buy extra power from Duke Energy and others. They're pushing so many megawatts, they have reached the limitations of where they need it. We need to build a few more nuclear power plants. We really do. And I think under this administration, they'll start that process. There's something that environmentalists have been effective in doing. One is they've not built any new nuclear reactors. Now, Vogeltel, or however you say that, for the one in Georgia, they had a previous agreement. They could add on the one they had, and they've done that. But you don't see any new ones being built, and they've been able to stall that. You also don't see any the refineries. All the refineries are very old. They just regulations will prohibit them from being able to build any new ones, and we need to see that get done as well. We just need newer equipment, and we need to invest in that. And that'll help with our energy dominance as well, and drill, baby, drill, and all that stuff. And I'm all for clean energy and doing that in the right way. We just shouldn't be totally resilient upon anything like that. But I have no problem with solar energy, whatever. Use all the resources you have, wind, water, whatever. But yeah, we need to use all that we have, and we need to make sure. And we try our very best at home, obviously, to keep the power bill as low as we can. We turn off lights so we're not using them. We try to really, block off part of the house if we're not using it at that time, just enough to keep things safe for the heat. But try to reduce, and water as well. We try not just waste those things because costs go up, and our goal is to keep those as low as we can, which should be the goal of everybody. That's not government telling you what to do. It's just you taking responsibility, keep your prices low, and who wants to pay more? But it's very common for people to have these several $100 power bills. Now, if you add in some of the gas costs that we use, there's times in the winter, heart of the winter, we probably get there, but usually we stay way below that. But we do have to buy some propane. But we keep the light bill as electric bill as cheap as we can, and the water bill as well. I've already paid those for this month. Just glad to say, and thankful to have the money to do it. And it's already paid for the month, and that includes the studio here. So that all that's paid. Although we don't have water in here yet, just bottled water. We will continue to work and update the studio and bring that online as well. But you keep those costs low. So it's good to hear politicians talking about something that has a direct effect on the constituency, and everybody has to worry about power consumption and power rates and stuff like that. So I think that's very important. So good job for you, Alabama. Let's see if we can squeeze in another state here. I love to do this. If you don't know what I do on Southern Talk, I'll talk about anything on a Saturday, um, but I do like to look into the state news and look and see some news items that may not have made. Obviously, they don't make the national news. Um, let's do an animal story. That's a good one. There's a wild horse. That's something you don't hear about as much. There's a wild horse in North Carolina. Remember the days see that on those old TV shows, the wild horses. I'm sure there are some places in the United States that still has this, but mostly probably not. Uh, let's see here. A wild stallion is roaming North Carolina's Outer Banks and has become a serious threat to public safety due to terrorists. Well, they're like terrorists. Tourists feeding him. Yeah, we talked about this here a couple of weeks ago. People that have absolutely no sense about how things work and trying to be one with the animal, and there's things that you need to leave alone. They're wild. The horse named Top Notch was captured on Tuesday, November 25th, and permanently moved to a sanctuary in the mainland to keep anyone from getting hurt. It's a drastic step because Top Notch had become food conditioned and aggressive. I wouldn't want a horse to be aggressive with me. Over the last several years, Top Notch became increasingly resistant to being moved away from perceived food sources and also became increasingly aggressive and confrontational towards anyone who attempted to redirect him, herd manager Meg Puckett wrote on social media. Associating humans with food led him to begin seeking people out and reacting dangerously whether food was present or not. This kind of behavior is extremely difficult to correct in a wild animal, especially when the habitation uh, is related to food and humans. Despite repeated attempts to discourage Top Notch's behavior, he became a serious threat to public safety. County ordinances forbid humans to get within 50 feet of the wild horses, which are known to bite and kick. Now, I don't want anything to do with that. Feeding them is also illegal and potentially deadly due to their digestive system being accustomed to only island vegetation. The Corolla Wild Horse Fund and multiple concerned residents concluded that, and here, once again, he gets removed because of stupid humans. Removing Top Notch would be in the best interest of the horse and community, The sanctuary will provide his food and medical care with the help of donations. Quote, we are very fortunate to have a place for horses like Top Notch to go where they will be safe and handled with great respect for their specific needs and dispositions. We hope this story serves as a stark reminder why it's so important to maintain a 50-foot distance from the wild horses at all times and never feed them. Top Notch is considered to be advanced in age, and he did not have a harem of mares under his protection. The Corolla Wild Horse Fund is a nonprofit that tends to the needs of about 100 wild horses on the northern Outer Banks. I've never been to this. If you've been there, that's pretty cool, including medical care. And you can visit CorollaWildHorses.com to see more. That's cool. And see, humans, they do that. We have around here. It's outside the Gatlinburg area, Cades Cove, and you got people trying to do the selfies with wild animals and stuff, and they'll tell their little kids to go out and get close to really dangerous wild animals. And you can't tell them nothing. They won't listen to you. They get smart. Watch my kid. I know what I'm doing. And, their kid's in danger. I see a bear cub and they want to approach the bear cub. Mama bear's somewhere close by. So dumb. So dumb. Come on, people. Got to do better. I've never been to the Outer Banks. My sister has been at least once. But I think it would be pretty cool to go. A sad story. Just a few days ago, maybe about a week ago, a dog viciously attacked and killed a woman in her home in North Carolina. This is Bonnetsville. I don't know if I've been at Bonnetsville. Just before Thanksgiving, they discovered a 30-year-old female deceased. Evidence suggests the victim was viciously attacked by a dog the victim had been providing care for several weeks. Deputies located and euthanized the dog at the scene. Investigators believe the victim, Barbara Hunter Brewington, was attacked while protecting a smaller pet at the residence. That's what happened. Something sets them off. Brewington was a wife, mother of three, and employee of Village Family Dental in Fayetteville. Barbara had been there at the dental place since 2017. They put out some nice pictures and stuff. Very sad. Investigators, they're going to test the dog for rabies, and they're awaiting the actual cause of death pending the medical examiner's investigation. It is the second fatal dog attack reported in 5 days in North Carolina. On November 18th, the Davidson County Sheriff's Offices found a 73-year-old man dead on Jeanette Lane near Thomasville, and evidence indicated the individual had succumbed to injuries consistent with an attack by a large pack of canines. The Sheriff's Office does not say where the dogs have been located. So, North Peavine Road is about 65 miles southeast of Raleigh, from Raleigh. So, if you're wondering, I was myself. There was another one here this weekend. I think it was a grandfather and a child. I know the grandfather was viciously attacked by a dog. Something set it off. Oh, just so sad. Just so sad. Anyway, that is our Southern Comfort for us this Saturday. And Southern Talk, Southern Comfort, all that. I like that movie. Remember the old movie Southern Comfort? I like that old movie. Of course, some might have partaken of the drink, Southern Comfort. It's a Southern Talk, but it's Southern Comfort. It's what we enjoy doing here, bringing some heart, news and sharing different things, even difficult stories. Another North Carolina driver dies while trying to dodge a dead coyote in the highway. Oh my gosh! I guess I wouldn't want to run over one. That would ruin your car too. But I wouldn't want to die. People driving too fast. Like I said, we had the really tragic. Story of a driver going the wrong way after police attempted to pull over here in our area, just about 30, 40 minutes from me. And the driver ran into an 18-wheeler. Car is on fire. 3 people dead. It's a dangerous stretch of highway. I've been through there, or stretch of highway. I've been through there many times, and I never like going through that particular spot. But we'll go out with some music, and we'll try to attempt to do a raid too while we're playing that. And we'll see you next time. I'll be at work. If I can get the boost in Wi-Fi, I'll be on Killer Carl's program tonight. We appreciate him having us up. Super nice guy, and we appreciate his kindship and friendship and all that he does. So we'll see you next time. I'm Dave the AM, the Cornbread Man, the Southern Fried Patriots, Cornbread Nation, Wolf Nation, Cornbread Nation Radio. All those things are all part of the Southern Fried Cornbread Nation. And we'll see you in the morning. If you're able to join in Killer Carl Show on Rumble, I will see you in the morning. If not, I'll see you Sunday morning for Sunday Morning in the Word. We'll open up the Bible, we'll read some scripture, grab your coffee, and we'll talk over the Word and living life in this world we live in, which is so difficult sometimes. And then we'll also have shows on tomorrow evening, afternoon and evening. Take care, my friends. God bless. Enjoy this beautiful Saturday. And we pray God's blessings upon you and your home every day, and especially during this Christmas season. God bless and take care. We'll see you soon.
It's a complicated life for the southern people. Like a small town, nothing's real. Mama's still doing wrong. Don't tell the preacher. Nothing really changes except the weather. If you can't